out the windows on the right side of the train. We are presently going through the Ruby Canyon. A lot of beautiful rock formations. Keep your eyes open for wildlife, wild turkeys, elk, deer, and other forms of wildlife. Once again, this is a very popular tourist area. We are in the process of going through the Ruby Canyon, ladies and gentlemen, on the right side of the train. Thank you. Normally would have a bathroom down, normally have a restroom down where the snack bar is. There's some mechanical problem with our door where it cannot be secure. So unfortunately we're not allowed to have passengers use it because the door just constantly slides open. So they had to put some zip ties to keep it from slamming back and forth. So once again, the bathroom door down here where the snack bar is unable to be secure for when people would use it, so we do apologize for any inconvenience. So if you're looking for restrooms, please use the restrooms in the lower level of the coaches and or sleeping car accommodation. There's also one on the upper level in the...
Okay, what I'm getting at is, let's go back to the beginning. We got the rock cycle. So there's three types of rocks, right? There's sedimentary, igneous, and metamorphic. Sedimentary rocks are the little rocks, the sannulars that collect over time and then they build up layers. Now I do have some rocks that I got upstairs that are being passed around. Let's see how good you guys are if you can identify what rocks you're touching. Three types of rocks. So we're talking about sedimentary right now. Those are going to be the more flat and layered. Igneous, that's more of the one that's like the hot lava and it's cooled rapidly. So it's like glass, or when it shoots to the Earth's surface, it's going to be porous with holes in it. And then metamorphic is just pressurized over time. So it's a combination of rocks and then pushed together. Now what is the definition of a rock? A rock is when two or more minerals come together and they form a rock. When those minerals interact at a chemical level, they develop crystals of growth. Those crystals grow depending on the atomic mass of the atoms of the interaction of the minerals. So some minerals can grow within a matter of minutes and crystallize to where some take thousands of years. So if we did the old science project and throw some salt into some water and let it evaporate, it crystallizes pretty quick. So looking out here at the Colorado River, all that organic material has been washed off the hillsides. About every cubic foot of water out there, there's about 15 to 20 pounds of sedimentary rock. When those forest fires took place last year, that area of the fire became so hot, it created a...
All right, once again, this will be last opportunity to have your name added to the dining room's waiting list. Last call. Anyone traveling in typical accommodations that wish to have their name on the dining room's waiting list, please make your way to the dining room to have your name added to the dining room's waiting list. The dining room is now calling Joy Party of 2. The dining room is calling Huff Party of 3. The dining room is also calling Allison Party of 2. The dining room is calling Andy for 1, also Pam for 2. So that's Joy, that's Huff, that's Allison, that's Andy and Pam. Your tables are all ready for you in the dining room.
Okay, back from that brief service announcement. Going back.
Don Allison, your wife's waiting for you in the dining room. We'll see you when you get here.
Maybe.
Answer is nope.
Okay, back to the geology part of the house. This again, Glenwood Springs Canyon, the Grizzly mudslides, forest fire 2020 of August created an environment.
So once again, that's Joy Party of 2, Huff Party of 1, Andy Party of 1, Pam Party of 2.
You'll notice these big mounds here. These are the results of the removal off this track. Can you see this Colorado River? It expands some spots from 100 meters to maybe 200. And it has created, the mudslides created choke points where the river is only flowing maybe 40 meters in width. That is a lot of kinetic energy in a short amount of time, folks. That's kind of what I was trying to break down the geology of the basics of the rocks itself. Now we talked about some minerals take thousands of years to form in these cliffs or these canyons to develop. When that forest fire took place, that was a year ago. And then we experienced the mudslides about 30 days ago. So about a year, we experienced what normally takes thousands of years. So when that temperature heated up the soil underneath all this land, it created a hydrophobia soil. Basically what that means is it cemented and melted the soil to an igneous formation, making it hard for water to penetrate through that. And now it's one big slab of rock. And then when the water went underneath it, it loosened it, and then it all came down. So that's what took place in the last year here in Glenwood Canyons. I would imagine that there are several areas that are still being examined for safety. Now, of course, we have all the safety precautions met for us to go down this track. Highway I-70 was closed back on Thursday, and it opened back up. So restricted movement there. It was pretty impressive for them to open up this highway as fast as they did. Talking about the construction of Highway I-70 there, it expands approximately 15 miles. The construction started back in the late 1970s and completed about 1992. On an average day, there was over 500 construction workers working on this magnificent piece of highway. The reason why it was deemed one of the gems of the West for highway is look how delicately that they constructed that highway to mirror the edge of this canyon to not destroy some of the beauty. So it's hard to develop urban infrastructure in the middle of nowhere. They did a pretty good job. Now when that construction, when this mudslide took place, obviously, this is one of the locations. This is very new. All this you see here on the left-hand side, this was not here 30 days ago. And they're there's two tiers on that Highway I-70. The one on the very top is westbound. The lower is eastbound. There is a jogging path. There used to be a jogging and a bike path there on that lower tier. You'll see it here shortly popping up. Now, there's been several pockets of mudslides through this canyon. Some are obvious to see. But as you look into the Colorado River, look down there right now, you'll see how those rocks obviously have been there, and there's a watermark. That means when the water comes and goes, it stains a level, and then when the water level drops, the sun dries it up, creating watermarks. So if you look out there and you don't see watermarks, that's probably the sign of a new mudslide.
Sorry.
You know, in this day and age of technology, we have all the answers to the universe are on our phone. And the first thing we do is look up sports or look up shopping. But talking about the kinetic energy of the movement of these rock slides, can you imagine if we have a way to transfer the energy of movement of rocks down hillsides into a reusable type of energy? Now you saw some of those rafters coming down here. That's pretty risky. As we're looking down at this river, we're still seeing a lot of debris, a lot of the logs. So that's a lot of sharp sticks, a lot of moving parts. Here's another big mudslide location. This wasn't here 30 days ago. Seeing how it pushed the trees and everything, pushed a lot of power. But to wrap down these, there's different classifications. Class 5 is probably one of your experts. I would rate this probably a good class 3, if not 4, because of the new debris here. We'll come up on the Shoshone Dam here in the next few minutes, which will lead over to the Hanging Lake. Now, if you're from Colorado, you've probably been there already, or you know the news. Hanging Lake is one of the most beautiful scenic lakes in the world. Unfortunately, it was a victim part of the mudslides as well. Now, that lake was thousands of years old with petrified logs in there, and it was very, very selective on who they let in there recently. You even had to dial it in for a reservation. About a year ago, I guess some folks went up there and did some stupid things, vandalized the area. So they created a paper trail. You had to make a reservation to go up there. But now it's closed for the rest of the season. Another rock slide location right here.
Whoa.
Is the fence new?
Now, I happened to be working the train that Thursday night about 3 weeks ago. We were the last train to come through. And that night is when they had all these mudslides took place. On that highway, I saw the news report with the local Denver News. Some vehicles were trapped on that highway and submerged in mud for up to 10 hours. No one got killed, no serious injuries. But as far as traumatic events in life, that would be pretty tough to experience. It's always good to have a safety plan when you travel, folks.
Last time, sorry.
As a military veteran myself, I can easily can throw out knowledge or survival skills and forget that it's not common knowledge for most folks. So that's one thing as the conductor, I try to have different announcements. We do the scenic stuff and some informational stuff. We've got a lot of kids on board today, and it's good information to hear how this stuff is developed.
snowy, it starts going. It's going. There's no stop. Just punch a hole through. It's just amazing. Sorry.
Yeah? It's nice too. You worked in the building that went down.
Yeah.
Estaba viviendo en el edificio.
Left-hand side, little area called the Roundup River Ranch. Sponsored by Paul Newman and his nonprofit organization. You're familiar with Paul Newman. He has a lot of organizations out there. Salad dressing kind of was the big one. But here's one of his programs. He sponsors a nonprofit for youth to come out and experience the great outdoors. Eaglet. We won't be seeing any eaglets this time of the year. We usually see the eaglets are in the January, February, and March time of the year. Seasonally, then come May, actually April, May, and June, those eaglets become teenagers and they grow pretty big. When you see them flying around, they look like big crows, black crows. Now the crowns of their heads don't start developing until after a year. So if you see some big crows flying out there, those might be teenage eagles. The hawks in this area are a little bit lighter, so they are distinguishable against the eagles.
¿Hoy va a venir?
¿Para qué lado yo? No, para allá, mijo. No, la mayoría del tiempo va a ser a este lado del río. Ya no va para un pedacito, ya cae todo hasta Fraser. No, hasta Central City. No, para que caiga mejor vista. Sí. No, me los quité. Sí, es que ya se ensuciaron. Ya no miro bien. Ya. Mira, nomás veo una lanchita que es muy
Espero que le sigan quedando ganas de volver a hacer otro viaje con nosotros.
Ya casi todos se lo pasaron. No están regados. Ni me digas que ya no nos quedan como 2, 3 días. Pues sí, pero sí, solamente estamos 2 días, no es más. Hay que poco mi casa. ¿Qué? ¿Se compran otros? Mira, acá está uno abajo, de Ramón.
Mira ya que enseñando el trasero. No, yo digo que no por ausentarse de su casa, pero
mira allá arriba, allá hay fila.
¿puedes sentarse allá? Sí. Ahorita no, la vista, el río va de ese lado. Mira, no saludaron. Ay, sí, pero con trasero. No, sin trasero eso. Qué bonito se ve. Y ahí, por todo lo que llamamos como un trail.
Y allá más abajo donde hay gente.
Ah, todavía tiene una pluma del crucero. Ahí salió entre las carreras y corre a ver que me llevo las carreras. Ahí salió. Hay que comprar una pomada para el golpe. Sí, ¿verdad? El Yodis. Ah, Yodis. Sí, el Yodis buenísimo. Qué bonito está el color del agua del río. Verde. A veces hasta con que le pone el color. Sí. Mira, ahí va la vuelta. Ajá. También medianito, no tan chiquito.
Mira, ya está viendo arriba, mira.
Hey yo!
Ah, canijo. Ya más. Y mira yo.
Mira cómo, tú no te hagas caso, correcto. Ya no tiene espacio, venía acá en la orilla, ya anda ahí.
No me eche de cabeza, ¿verdad? Creo que me están gritando que ya. Que les vaya bien.
Mira, allá en la lanchita, ahí viene, ahí lanchita. Ay, mira,
Oh!
Ya no hay sol, ¿verdad?
Sí, no, ya no hay sol.
Ay, de verdad, gracias. Mira, ahí viene más gente.
Oh, we got more coming.
Mira, ya está uno.
Adiós.
Ay, ¿eres así?
Sí. Y él se quedó saludando a todos los vagones. Ya todos los ando agarrando.
Ya no la tengo. Ya, ver fotos.
Qué bonita está el agua.
Bonita y se ve bien limpia.
Sí, no,
Bien limpia que se ve.
Niño, tú no platicas nada. Para que lo vean bien.
Dijo que allá está uno. Ah, no, no, digo, no, sí. Pero bueno.
Sí, ya tengo que enseñarles traseros.
$5 y el paquete completo.
Vamos a tener que hacer un tic-tac. Ok. Yo ni tengo tu hermano. Sí.
Y hace tic-tac.
Sí.
Dice que va a vender a $5 para ver las fotos y el paquete completo.
Uh-oh.
Ahí está,
Oi! Hey!
That's it. You guys get out of here. That's enough.
Come on, we're having fun right now.
You're having too much fun.
La otra es esa de Islas y Michelle, la otra montaña.
Did you guys bring your own? Is that yours or is that ours? It's ours. You guys bought that? Is that Amtrak's? Yeah. Okay. I don't care, but I just gotta get it out there. If you BYOB, you can't bring it out here. But if it's Amtrak, you're not.
Enthusiast.
Jag likte ikke op, at gå ind og ind og se det. Det er ikke man skal finde. Men ikke sende det til dig. Jeg vil lige have sådan mere og sende det til hende. Ja, det må vi jo prøve.
Hey, yo! Wow!
¿Quieres sacar?
¿Quieres una?
¿Dónde están? La verdad no sé. Ey, esa que atrás. Hoy lo llevo a cobrar. ¿No hay trash ahí? ¿Se lo agarró bien?
Not a good one there,
Uh-oh.
Bueno, primero lo voy a ver. Se los mira que
I gotcha.
si algo pasa. Dice que no viene nada, le digo, ¿esto qué es? Estoy haciendo video del panorama, a ver que no se me pase nada, si pasa.
De esos tenían, güey. Trae el extendedor y el...
Ya me iba a bajar el primer día cuando empezaron a hacer boom.
No, que lo pongan ahí, güey. ¿Qué? ¿Comida? Ayer te venían, que llevaban una cadena de oro y $100.
¿En serio?
Pero una cadena y... Oh, se los encontraron.
No, pero es lo mismo que anuncié ahorita.
¿Cómo? Uy,
$400. No, entonces nomás es un decir, yo creo. Un decir, no. Sí, que nos encontramos la cadena para los $200. La chamarra la encontramos afuera tirada, ¿verdad?
Mira que ya está ahí.
¿qué digo?
Perdón, que solamente para funcionar los actos.
Voy a hacer el colchón de la casa y podemos ir.
¿Sí llegará hasta el uno? Ajá. Dale, baño.
No, le tapan la mirada.
Lo golpean ahorita, bueno, eso vaya.
¿Qué pasa?
Ella viene bien quieta, ya le cayó la judicial y
Time zones we need to adjust for. So if the train was to travel out of Chicago non-stop for 80 miles an hour, it would take approximately 30 hours and 28 minutes. So it would arrive the next day. If it left at 9 a.m., I know I gave out at 8 a.m. and 9 a.m., the 9 a.m. answer is 1:28 and 30 seconds Pacific time zone. Thanks for playing. Thanks for traveling with Amtrak. You need some extra time to prepare for the arrival. We're thinking right around 6:30, so you still have a little bit. Looks like it's close, but on the rails, we gotta keep a train on the rails, and so it's gonna. navigate us through a couple little cities, and then we got to go through the freight yard.
They've been loaded with debris, rocks, random cement and stuff, things like that. How much? They've been there for so long, the trees have started growing out of it. You can also see some graffiti from some of the local
Oh, the city of Denver is way over there.
all of it is,
Denver, Colorado.
That's not North Carolina. Might be the
well,
back
put
side
there
of
due to the
Granby.
fact that usually precursor to any storm or anything that comes through this area, we're usually accompanied with high winds gusting up to
You said that.
80, 90 miles an hour.
90?
sometimes.
Damn.
So they put these rail cars up there, these freight train cars, in order to try and disperse that wind for Texas. Long time ago, I couldn't tell you exactly when, but before they installed this little wind shear, this little windbreaker here, there was a freight train that did roll down the hill.
You hear that? That's the wind you hear right now? The wind? I hear some winds.
The winds are here are just from less wind.
Oh, there's less wind. It's less wind, not that bad. But in the fall and winter, I could imagine how that is. Up the Big Ten.
It's Enroll. I told you it's Enroll. Wind turbine. Enroll.
This is only the only area in this country probably has it like this. The Big Ten, the only one.
The horseshoe curve is the exact same thing.
Interesting.
National Renewable Energy
No, the horseshoe curve, Pennsylvania. That's all this is.
Whoa.
Bucket list. Oh wait, my feet are up. It's gonna be. Feet up, Dad.
There must be Interstate 70 over there, maybe the highway.
I did take the train across Canada. That was pretty awesome.
Okay.
I'd say that this particular section is about as steep as a train can go.
Oh yes.
Anything steeper, we start to slip.
Ah. Whoa.
Everybody's that way.
The beauty of Colorado, you gotta love it.
Yeah, everybody's that way.
Got all types of environments, all types throughout the whole state. Something for everybody.
Same with Utah.
Utah too. Oh yeah. See, different with Utah, they got the that salt on the ground.
You got the flats, you got the red rocks,
Oh, the red
you
rocks.
got the Rockies,
Zion.
Zion.
I keep Zion. Oh yeah.
You are totally.
Sorry about that.
I'd like to go there one day. Zion Park. I heard it's nice.
You are preaching to people who have to hear it every day. Because we have multiple trains and buses.
Blowing that horn. Somebody coming in.
There's a rail crossing right there.
Oh, that's why.
All day.
Barely ever used, but still there.
Doesn't give them the right to do what
Wow.
they want, so.
These turns is kind of crazy, right? A lot.
It doesn't want to hire them. They're smart enough to figure that out.
We get off at
Thanks for the person that designed it like this area. Thanks for that person. Did a decent job.
see our patterns. No. They stole
There's another area like this on the Coon Bridge
not
and
unless I
Toltec
call me
Mm.
Usually I'll have a day off.
Nice to experience that.
Drop my bags or I scan tickets.
Yeah, you're being pulled up by steam engines.
Yeah, that's because they are.
I think there's another city down there.
That's the
Is it what's the name of that city?
where the elevator.
I'm trying to think.
That would probably be Golden.
Golden?
No, Golden would be E+.
This is going that's the other buildings though, that's going south. I think is it Colorado Springs?
No, that's a lot further.
That's a further down then,
That's
okay.
like Central State.
Mm.
That's by Pikes Peak. Manitou Springs.
Yeah, it is tough.
A lot of cities around this region, like the I-5, that same line, the Interstate 25 follows all of that.
There was talk about getting a train between Cheyenne and down south to like Trinidad.
I passed by Trinidad on a train line. I passed by Trinidad, Colorado. And before that is Rolton, New Mexico. Before that.
Tenemos los perritos ahí en una mochila, en una jaulita.
Imagine the fall league out here. Fall league?
On the train?
Probably not that much. The fall league and the leaves change color.
Like 8 hours at a time. And you have to buy a ticket for it. So unless it's a service animal, the only exception is a service animal. And it's got to be an actual service animal. It can't be like a comfort animal or whatever. Yeah, but you can't have them for more than 8 hours. So like, where'd y'all get on that? Glenwood, right? So you would have been fine going from Denver to Glenwood because it's 6 hours. So, or, yeah, 6.5.
Doing a lot of turns.
There is exceptions. Like it's got to be a small dog and they got to be in a bag. Okay. Yeah, so you'd be fine. It has to be in a carry. So, okay.
Sorry.
Oh, okay.
You been in Cheyenne, Wyoming before?
Some years. That's it.
No, not for that long of a trip.
How it looks over there? Look pretty nice.
You're in the middle of the plains. There's nothing to see.
Yikes.
There is no mountains anywhere to be seen on the Cheyenne.
Wow. Straight flat, like Kansas, straight flat. Nebraska.
I mean, you'll like see a silhouette like off to the west. That's about it.
Oh, that's about it, but it's straight flat Cheyenne.
But that's the last. That would be my last. Yeah, we have 2 routes. We have Denver to Lincoln, Nebraska, and then Denver to Grand Junction. So, and then back. That's it.
These houses, see them.
They do have Chicago, so Chicago's kind of a hub, so they go in all directions. They go like...
Yeah, Chicago's like in the middle of the country, almost the middle. That's why.
They go to Washington, they go everywhere. So, we'll be right back.
Chicago's always been a hub.
It's always been for everything. Oh, yeah.
See, I would have loved to ride this train when it was run by the 3 different railroads. When they actually had the stainless steel dome cars and everything. That would have been a good experience.
Oh, yes.
So folks, in just a second, if you look off to the left, just keep an eye out, you're going to see a statue of a horse. That horse is going to have a red gas mask on. What? The owner of that land put that statue up mainly as a silent protest to people developing on the land out here because back in the old days when they were testing nuclear weapons, that nuclear waste was brought out here to be disposed of. And with the growth and development of Colorado and the Denver area especially, they started encroaching on that land with the development of homes. And so the owner of land that he had just put up a horse statue wearing a gas mask. Form a silent protest, yes. But yeah, this area was where they disposed of nuclear waste back in, I want to say in the 30s and 40s, I don't know the exact dates, but somewhere back then when they were testing nuclear weapons.
I was in that bus, there was a women in transportation. So yeah, I was in
Come the water.
Well, at least they have water.
That's right. Nice and blue. Well, peace out, Rocky Mountains. Going straight down.
están hablando hasta de dar otro estímulo.
Colorado Rockies Stadium. In downtown Denver. You have the baseball team playing right here. You see the sign, Rockies. Perfect name for the Rocky Mountains. Nice nickname.
Good evening, folks. This is your Conductor Nick Joyce here in Denver. Along with Conductor 2 years, we are Denver operating crew taking you to Lincoln tonight, beyond this morning. This is California River train number 6 from
Colorado. Sunset in the Rocky Mountains. From the location from Denver. That's the sunset. It's almost 7:30 p.m. I'm heading east, not west. Sun is setting. Interstate 70. It's coming up soon. We're catching the sunset of Denver, Colorado. The sun is right on top of the mountains. The Rocky Mountains is way over there.
So just wanted people to do that. Just put what you actually do on. Trying to get you to go and a brown jacket. Alright, I'll just see what I can do.
Right now, I'm outside of Denver. These are the suburbs, surrounding cities, and the Denver metro area. Central Colorado. Rocky Mountain sunset. Sun is right behind the mountains in Colorado, west of Denver.
The magazine is gone. Who cares?
So he has it right now.
Very well.
It's Interstate 76.
Almost everybody got off. Our food before cafe car, got little DiGiorno pizzas.
Lyman. That's a city outside of Denver. It's around here somewhere. Maybe all the way down there where all those trees is at.
I got me a IPA. Got what? Oh.
Interstate 25 in Colorado. Welcome to Colorado. That's Interstate 25. I'm on the Amtrak. This will let you know on the train. That's the Raton Creek in southern Colorado, next to I-25.
Good.
The creek is very small, tiny, little or no water at all. Too dry. That's how creeks are, I guess. Yep, I just got out of New Mexico. Now I'm in Colorado. This is I-25 in southeast Colorado. About to enter Starkville, a little town outside of Trinidad, the city of Trinidad. Going up the mountains, elevation over 10,000 feet. That's the Raton Creek right there, a little hole in the ground. Colorado got a lot of high mountains, Colorado, a lot. And it might be the Rocky Mountains right there.
Yeah. Sorry. I don't like
Train moving slow because we're moving up elevation very high. Slow pace. We're climbing up the mountains. Yes, we are. These are the Rocky Mountains in Colorado.
You memorized it.
Elevation between 10,000 feet and 20,000 feet. The highway you see is 25. Right now, my train is going up the Rocky Mountains right now. It's taking a long time to get up there.
Yeah, he's had me down. He's home, back home with his family.
I moved your plug one back because I put mine so I can fit it around the tree.
Oh, right. But I want to keep.
This is Starksville, Colorado.
I mean, that was something. I'd rather have that than the money.
Very small village.
Yeah, I had all kinds of, raw gemstones that I collected from Idaho. Yeah.
Very high elevation peak of mountain over there. That's how it is in Colorado.
I taught myself how to put now. Spear points and arrowheads. And agate, and yeah, all those are gone. But what can you do?
You have some pleasant interest.
Yeah. Yeah, I have in a small way. I bought a couple more tumblers. I had 4 sets of rock tumblers. Yeah. I collected a couple of rocks here. They don't let you out.
Trinidad is after Starkville.
LA, we've only had 4 stops. And those were only like. Well, the one in Albuquerque, we got a whole hour. But the other ones we only had 5 minutes. 5 minutes.
These mountains is called Rocky. Right now, this is the sunset in Colorado. I'm in southern Colorado right now, right on Amtrak. Very flat out here. The red sun. Zoom in the sun. Wow, look at that orange and redness.
Plenty of water, right?
Yeah, the sun going down. It's the evening.
Oh, this will be good.
Every home,
Watch a movie, fall asleep.
and water will come out.
Say goodbye to the sun. I'm going eastbound. Northeastbound.
See, I like this landscape. It's like wide open.
Oh, man, I love driving it.
And
You do too. Most people don't.
See the sun moving west, but my train going east.
And you can actually look.
And the clouds trying to take over the sun.
Because if you think about it,
Oh, I see some water up ahead. Water.
Western Nebraska once. And I'm going along, literally, it was just like the old school movies where a tumbleweed flew across the road. Well, I've seen videos.
like, well, great.
It's like, I mean, yeah, you're blowing through them.
No, it would just be.
Goodbye, sun.
And you have to follow.
Yeah, they're definitely
At the bottom of the night. Like here. And you're like, okay.
Right now I'm on Amtrak train in Colorado. I'm going down the hills. Going down elevation, a couple of thousands of feet. Going way down. I'm going to a town called La Junta. Or it could be a city. La Junta. That's in Colorado.
been in a couple places.
It's like a desert out here. Very flat, different colors on the ground. This might be a desert.
I can't look anywhere because it's so bright. Just light that reflects light. Then you look up and it's just so light that it's straight. Is this upper back? Yeah.
This is Eastern Colorado on the Amtrak line. Moving downhill, climbing down. Train going fast down the hills, coming from the top of the mountains. For Rocky Mountains, it's called. Great Plains. There's no sunset for me in Colorado tonight. This video is facing westbound. There's no cloud. I mean, the clouds are in the way, so I don't see the sun no more. So yeah, here we go. This is the state of Colorado. Colorado, half of it is flat, half of it is mountains and hills. Some of it is desert. It'll be dark within 30 minutes from now. On my way to La Junta. So the side road right here is Route 350 in Colorado. We're approaching a town called La Junta. Highway 350 on the side. The sun is already set, so it's gonna get dark within a half hour from now. This area is the southeast Colorado. About to enter the train station called La Junta. It's in Colorado.
I was driving in here, just stretching snow, but there were trees and I got to a tree that had not been plowed yet. So I looked down and there was just this cathedral of brown trees, no leaves, but all fresh snow on the trees and the road. Yeah, it was just a couple.
That's Route 350. You just saw a vehicle just pass right by. This part of the Colorado is very flat. Different colors on the ground.
As mentioned, it's probably also slightly melted and compacted a little bit, so then it'll also impact your car. And it's like, then even if your windshield wipers don't work, they'll just like glide over it. It doesn't have this spot. Right, the only way to get rid of that at that point is literally to get out with the brush and like actually clean it off.
Yeah.
It's all kind of been avoided if you use the water before you go.
Yeah. A lot of people do things and not thinking about how it affects others.
Yeah. There's something that affects themselves, like
Yeah.
people who drive heavy trucks. I see it out. And that's like, I don't want to see a fishtail because there's nothing else to do outside of fishtail.
Yeah. Enjoy your break.
Yep. I will.
Happy to have that swim.
Welcome to the town called Wahata in Colorado.
Kind of scenes I like to see. Just the way people live in certain areas.
I'm more surprised at
Welcome to La Wata.
or at least not like California West, but West here, where I could sort of see where a town ends. Because I was just, I was just in LA, which I couldn't tell that I was now in San Diego.
Oh, that's right. It's just continuous.
I know, I'm like, this is all LA.
You see a little sign, but you don't feel like you're in another town. It's
Well,
just the same thing.
Right, and then all of a sudden, all the cops have different things, and
Yeah.
all the systems are different.
Yeah.
I'm like,
That would be disorienting. Yeah.
oh, it was really strange.
Yeah.
Because at least with, like, even up in Boston, where it's like, well, if you're going to Boston, Cambridge, across the river, so it's like great big ass border that tells me I'm in a different city now.
Right.
Getting into Somerville, it's like, you know, like a completely different architecture and layout of buildings.
Exactly.
So I'm
Different
like,
culture.
right, it's like, I can tell the difference, I can tell the difference between Somerville and Cambridge and Boston and Brooklyn. Yeah, when it's in LA, I'm like,
Oh, I just got warm and tingly. Decades of memories just flooded me. My mom's folks still have this. It's only 14 miles from Los Angeles. We always lived other places, but we would come home most of the time in the summer and at Christmas.
Well, this is the town called La Wata.
Daddy was in college.
There you go.
Come home, we couldn't afford it.
See some life out here at least.
A young GI. Dad going to school on the GI Bill. And 2 kids and a new baby. And no one.
yeah, nope.
But my dad's mom, my grandma, when my brother was going to be born, she took the train all the way from Los Alamos to Portland to be with us, to help my mom, to take care of us home. Because mom had a very difficult pregnancy with my youngest brother. She stayed with us quite a while. Such a lovely thing that she did. Isn't it interesting how a place can bring back so many feelings, so many memories? Well, I went with one of my uncles right there.
La Junta. Oh, that's what it's called. La Junta.
For a cattle auction
La Juda.
ranch.
It's hard to pronounce it.
One of my uncles who worked for the railroad. And they transferred him different places. He was in New Mexico for a while, in Roswell. He was in Florida. Now he's retired and he's in Amarillo. And for 3 years, my parents did some missionary work in South America, Brazil and Argentina.
go.
During that
Get to the
time,
train station.
I would take the train.
La Juda,
Anytime
Colorado.
holiday or a long weekend and come and check on my grandparents. I come on the train and we arrived in La Junta that time, early in the morning, like 4 a.m. But my grandpa worked on the canal. He was a foreman on the canal. It was a WPA job. And he was used to getting up before dawn, so it's no problem for him to come and read at 4 in the morning. Grandparents lived right behind the field. Football field. When they had games going on, you could hear cheering from their house. It's where the junior college, which is now a 4-year university.
Temperature outside out here is 98 degrees.
Philadelphia, there's a point near that's where I live where you can see it's a different scale, but I could tell whenever the Philadelphia Eagles scored.
Yeah.
Oh, traffic trailer passing by.
No, because they would have fireworks go off.
Oh, fireworks.
So like I didn't even have to look. It would just be bright lights. I'm like, oh, the Eagles scored.
Oh my goodness. That'd be very colorful. See how those little street lights, there's still a lot of old things in these small Colorado towns and New Mexico towns, Arizona towns. There's a lot of old stuff still. Well, I think it's very charming.
It's actually been interesting because we were I grew up in town in Connecticut. I did in 1698. It's like nice, lovely old records where to our conversation earlier about spelling, like back when it was really just educated colonists who would come up with 7 different ways to spell cow in their documentation. But anyway, I remember having to experience or experiencing that in the local stories or things that the town keeps around to give itself its own character, and then coming out here and seeing all these other places doing their own version of trying to exude their own character, just big and small.
Yeah. And of course, where you're from has a much longer history than we do, because we were a territory until 1912. They issued a 50-cent piece. Remember 50-cent pieces, or are you too young?
No, I remember occasionally seeing the JFKs.
Okay. Well, they had one in 1962, which was the year I graduated from high school, to commemorate the 50th anniversary of statehood for New Mexico. We had our Zia symbol, which is the Zia Pueblo sun. It's on our map. It's on our flag.
Oh, yeah.
We had that on the coin.
Experiencing from where I'm from of things being set in stone for centuries, where I know that Massachusetts rules Constitution is older than the United States Constitution.
Right.
So it's like, and, it was, I believe it is the Massachusetts Constitution that the second U.S. Constitution, not the first one, that's our Articles of Confederation, but this one, and even some other countries were based on Massachusetts.
Really?
Yeah, I think.
Well, the sun is going up in Colorado. Sunrise. Something's coming up the tree. I see that red fireball. It's coming up the tree. Sun is it's moving up fast. That sun, it ain't playing. Moving up quick. Wow. now I'm zooming it in. Route 34 in Colorado. Route 34. Close to Fort Morgan. The sun is rising right now as we talking. I zoomed it in. That's why I'm using the cell phone. I could zoom it in. GoPro ain't GoPro can't zoom in that good with this.
No.
Caught it just in time. Yes. Yeah, what I did, I zoomed it in to be a better view. Got myself on video doing this. I'm gonna see it rise up. Look at that. Wow, what a shot. Uh-oh, you probably say nope. Oh, it's got in the way, that shocker. Oh. This hill's got in the way a little bit. That's it's back. The sun back over there again. We more elevation, more up. Oh man. Well, I can still catch it again. A little bit. I guess you can try again. More up in elevation now. Even better up here. It's a better shot up here.
And hi to the cows. I don't know why. Whenever I see cows, I always have to say hi, moo-moos.
I got a better angle up here with the sun going up. We're turning again, yeah. Different turn. I better catch a good shot from here. Right out here, Eastern Colorado.
Locked up on me.
Uh-oh.
And power it on.
GoPro acting up.
Have to take the battery out.
Oh boy. What percent is it on the battery? Colorado desert. Interstate 76, Colorado.
Be interesting when I get home and have time to go through all this video footage. Being a still photographer, it's never really been going to be a learning experience for me to figure out how to put all these short videos together into something.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. You still got to do the trip going back, so you got a lot of sceneries to catch. Same thing for me too. Colorado Interstate 76.
Glares all the way down, see?
Oh, that's good. Ooh, this down there. Wow, see the train track. See ya, Denver. The foothills of Colorado. About to say goodbye to the valley. A lot of turns. We're going higher and higher.
Ever been on the horseshoe curve in Altoona, Pennsylvania?
No.
They're the famous link because the way the mountains were.
Mm-hmm.
It's like actually horseshoe on a train.
Whoa.
You could see the engineer going by you the other direction. That's how.
Nice.
You can look it up. For some reason, I think the Nazis tried to blow it up during World War II.
Uh-oh.
Well, it's such a link and a vulnerable. You know, I mean, it got blown up.
That's sad.
Yeah, it is.
Train traffic all over the East Coast.
Yep. But I did the horseback ride on Hollywood Hills. That was nice.
Huh?
I did horseback ride in Hollywood Hills.
Uh-huh.
It was nice, yeah. Had the view of the whole Los Angeles area, the whole view. Oh, the tunnel. Still can't see Denver from here. You can't. It's too hazy.
I think the wildfires are. Yeah.
Your wildfires play a role. Yeah. Imagine how it looks up there when it snows. We got at least 10,000 feet. Yep, you don't every 1 second miss, you could regret it. Look at that, oh my gosh. Whoa. Yep. Mm-hmm. Whoa. Jeez.
Or Denver area. They don't have any motorized vehicles out there, just swimming, canoeing, and standing boards. That way it doesn't pollute the water.
Amazing.
Kind of got a couple of speed restrictions coming up the mountain into the Moppet Tunnel. Be advised, once we get to the Moppet Tunnel, we still got about 25 minutes or so. When we enter the Moppet Tunnel, we're going to ask that all passengers remain in the car that you're in. We don't want to open those doors when we're in the tunnel. It allows some of the dust and the fumes to come inside the cars. Good quality air management. So about 20 minutes or so before we hit the famous Moppet Tunnel. And for those passengers that are keeping notes on this kind of historical stuff, the Moppet Tunnel is the Continental Divide. Moppet Tunnel will reach an elevation of 9,300 feet. Mile High City, Denver, Colorado. If you're from Denver, you already know 5280. That's 5,280 feet for a mile high. So coming into the Moppet Tunnel will be twice as big as the Mile High City. Almost 10,000 feet. Jeez. With another 3,000 feet of granite rock above us.
We could breathe
that
up there?
Continental Divide, the water is going to be flowing east right now, and when we hit the tunnel, it'll be flowing west. After we exit the Moppet Tunnel, we'll be about 15 minutes away from our scheduled stop, Winter Park at Fraser. We'll take a fresh air break at Winter Park, so hang in there. No smoking on board, please. No electronic devices of any definition. Thank you.
Huh, wow.
Moppet Tunnel,
no electronics, why? I wonder why. Probably talking about laptops.
He's got it joking. They put all of these little electric outlets in there.
I think he might have been referring
That's a
to
sense of
bait.
humor, that's all. There you go.
That's what he had in mind.
Oh, I think you're talking about, the weed. Yeah. No, we don't know weed. Yeah. I know.
Well, no, I don't think in Colorado weed's legal, but with the vaping in the train.
Oh, vaping, you can't do that, no,
Was
yeah.
reminding people no smoking, but then there was a significant pause where then he said no electronic, and he didn't elaborate that he meant
No.
vaping.
Well, I'm sure that's what
Yep, that makes total sense.
That's what was happening.
Man, I miss him.
Creek. This is a good area to spot moose, so keep your eyes peeled for moose.
Mm.
Also, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to be getting closer to the Moppet Tunnel. What that means for you as a passenger, folks, that means that once we get inside the Moppet Tunnel, we ask you that you do not go from car to car.
Uh-oh. Might fall off.
So once we get closer to the Moppet Tunnel, folks, just please remember to stay in the car that you're currently in. There's plenty of time to plan ahead, but just keep in mind we're going to make another announcement once we get closer to the Moppet Tunnel. Otherwise, folks, enjoy the views. Like I said, real good place to spot moose.
Colorado got a lot to offer. Colorado.
Rollinsville, Colorado. Also, folks, I'm going to be coming up and down the train. I know it's been mentioned before multiple times. Make sure that you're wearing a mask, folks, if you're not eating or drinking. Otherwise, have a mask on, folks. It is quite cumbersome. We do understand that. But those are the rules. Those are the regulations. Amtrak specifically regulates that. So make sure that you have facial covering on, folks. We do appreciate that. Thank you very much.
Most importantly, folks, we give updates on our arrival times and station stops. If any points of interest come along, and from time to time
Winter
we'll
Park,
make historical,
Colorado.
announcements of information en route. So that last stop was Winter Park at Fraser. Next is Granby. Granby in about 25 minutes. It'll be a quick stop for ticketed passengers only. After Granby, it's a 3-hour run to Glenwood Springs. We got a little bit of a delay. As we go through Glenwood Canyons, we still got those mudslides, and we have to go through at a cautionary speed to be on the lookout. So we're thinking probably closer to about 4 hours. We'll round it up to Glenwood Springs. Our big stop. We have a lot of passenger detraining at Glenwood. So sit back, enjoy the view. Observation card. Please continue to comply with our rules. Appropriate language conversation, and you must wear the face covering throughout the visit of your trip. If you're in the sleeping car, of course, you're not required to wear that face covering. And in the dining car, it'll be discretion of the crew in the dining. Depends how many passengers we have in there. If it gets full, sometimes we enforce a little bit more strict. Be advised, we are going to be serving lunch here shortly. And once we're in that service time in the lunch, when you walk through that dining car, you got to walk through carefully and promptly. No time to dilly-dally in that dining car, folks. If you need something, a cup of...
Well, Colorado gun shooting range, the outdoors. All different type of guns. Right in the Rocky Mountains. Nice range to shoot straight out there. Got a lot of land for the gun shooting range out here.
It's a good place to have one because you got.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen.
Those behind that you catch in.
Open up for its first call.
Yeah.
This time the dining car has filled up. We have started a waiting list.
Uh-oh. Got hungry.
About the sleeping car community would like to join us for lunch. Please send one member of your party up to the dining car so we can put you on our waiting list.
You missed the real scene on this side when you were asleep.
Yeah.
A whole group of rafters moved the train. I wasn't quick enough to get it on
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is Devin, the cafe car. The lower level cafe has reopened for service. Please remember, for your safety and the safety of others, shoes and a mask that covers your nose and mouth are required at all times on Amtrak trains. Also a reminder, the cafe is credit debit card only. Lower level cafe has reopened for service.
Colorado River.
Left the nest about 2 months ago. So if you see some big birds out there that look like crows, those are the teenage eagles that left the nest. There's an eagle right there. Look across the street. You can see him in that tree.
sword.
Now I'm still doing the photo challenge. I'll be in the observation corner for the next 30 minutes. Come on over, folks. If you have some pictures of your journey, of some animals, come on over. I got some souvenirs for you. Now, if that's too easy, or if you've always thought in the back of your mind that you have what it takes to be a conductor, I have a conductor challenge for you right now. And if you can get the right answer, I have a souvenir. Monday morning, train leaves Chicago 9 a.m., 80 miles an hour. It's traveling 2,438 miles. Final stop, Emeryville, California. Come show me your pictures or your answers to the riddle for a souvenir. Observation card, conductor challenge. Here we go.
The scenery's starting to change now. It's more like canyons and rocks. See how they starting to look now? It's starting to look different in this region. Special rocks. You took out these type of rocks too.
Connection today, and that's what it's about, folks. When you purchased your ticket, you didn't know you were going through some of the most beautiful scenery in the Rocky Mountains. And the way I like to put it, folks, it's not about the destination, it is about the journey. So don't stop believing. All right, you want to do the riddle? I'll be here for about 5 more minutes. Folks, come on over. I still have plenty of souvenirs. You got some kids on board. The little ones, I've got a souvenir for them too. Come on over to the observation car. We're still going through an area called Dell. Approaching range, then Dot Zero, and then Glenwood Springs, which is Glenwood Canyon.
That's gonna be nice to see.
Now I do have one caveat. The eastbounder, the number 6, they're close by. And when we're on single track territory, that means there's only one lane of traffic. Someone's got to get in the siding and take a break and let the other one go by. We don't know, dispatch has the discretion on making that. Now sedimentary rock, those are like dust particles that accumulate and they get trapped.
That's sedimentary rocks right there, that one?
Look on the right hand side right now. Look at that hillside.
Whoa.
You see how those are layers strated and they're of different colors? That means millions of years it took for that hillside to bend and get all that rock to deposit. That's sedimentary rock. Now when the rock is deep in the earth and it has pressure and heat,
maybe you said that earlier?
those are igneous rocks.
Oh, yeah.
Now the metamorphic rocks, those are rocks that are made when the lava is real hot and it shoots out from the earth and it cools real rapidly. Sometimes you'll see it real shiny like glass, or sometimes porous like holes in it like lava rock. You're about to see the rock cycle in Glenwood Canyon. That's why I broke it down for you folks. It might help us understand how it works. Those fires last year in August burnt a lot of the canyons. So when there's a forest fire, it burns the soil anywhere from 50 to 100 feet deep.
Whoa! Yikes.
And as a passenger, I gave you the definition. Now that soil becomes concrete and solid and no longer permeable for water to penetrate.
What?
Hydrophobia is the effect. So therefore, those become big slates of rock coming down the hillside because the organic material can no longer maintain the composition of the soil on this mountainside. The Rocky Mountains have experienced a major mudslide, folks, in the Colorado River, and I just wanted to give you that detail because what you're about to see is very historical and rare to see. So get your cameras ready. We're still about a good 30 minutes out. Come on over if you got some photos or you're doing the photo challenge. Here we go.
We do a photo challenge for that, for the mudslide. Oh yes.
Last 1,000 years. If you're interested in documenting some of these mudslides, I would recommend you taking out your phones. In direction of travel, right-hand side, that is the Colorado River. That highway on the other side, that is Highway I-70. It had just opened up this weekend on Saturday to traffic, or it was closed for over 2 weeks.
Whoa.
The manpower and the construction and money spent to get this back open, it was already over $1 billion.
Jeez. Whoa.
It was the amazement of the opening of this Highway I-70 so fast. It was very impressive. The governor had declared this state of emergency, which allocated more federal funding. I-70 is a major highway when you look at the map for major commerce to supply the state with household goods to farming equipment to medical supplies, so it was a major impact in the Colorado area.
Can't tell that, but just seeing all these tractor trailers driving.
Tractor trailers, oh yeah.
When we talk about the geology side of the house, folks, we did mention the 3 types of rock. Now, a lot of this rock is sediment rock, because sediment rock is when a rock plate rubs another rock and there's dust that kicks off of it. But if we talk about the definition of a rock, what is a rock? A rock is 2 or 3 minerals that come together on your periodic table. So if you have copper and zinc, 2 different minerals, they come together, they form a rock. And when those rocks build on each other, they make a formation and they crystallize. Well, the formations of rocks are called crystals. Now here's your first glimpse. Look up on the top of the right-hand side. Look how burnt that hillside is.
Ooh.
That's that hydrophobia burnt area that is now beneath all of that burnt organic material. Anywhere from 50 to 100 feet of solid rock that has now been cemented together from the extreme heat, thus making it igneous rock. And if it was hot enough, it was metamorphic. And then when the water came, it's pushed the rock down the hillside to make it sediment rock. So therefore, you have your 3 rock formations happening all within a matter of minutes, which normally takes thousands of years.
Global warming.
From one side of this river to the other, it's probably close to 100 feet.
Whoa.
When we come up on some of these areas, the rock slides have constricted a choke point on this river to allow the flow for a minimum of maybe 50 feet. That is a major, major shifting of rocks. So we are now about to slow down and enter the critical zone of all the mudslides that have been experienced in this area. And if you're from Colorado, you are well aware.
I-70.
Bad jokes.
Look at the water. Look at the water. You could tell mud went in the water. Mud slides going inside the water.
Another one on the left here.
Why they're all on the left?
Now, folks, we haven't even got to the serious mudslides. If you think these ones are pretty severe, wait till we get to the big ones.
Colorado's a beautiful state, I can tell you that much. Interstate 70 go across the country too. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Received some damage as well. Hanging Lake is a prehistoric lake that has been there for thousands and thousands of years. You were not allowed to swim in that lake because there was petrified logs that they didn't want to disturb. Well, something happened about a year ago where they made it where you were required to register to come up onto that lake. But now, even more recently, the damage has taken out that lake. So if you had the opportunity to experience Hanging Lake, you can share that with others and know that that experience is limited now. This is the Shoshone Dam. This is a hydro dam that used to convert energy and send it back to Denver back in the early 1900s for the trolley cars that we used to pull around into downtown Denver. Now obviously, folks, we don't have those transportation methods anymore, and this electricity or this power plant converts the energy and gives it right back to Glenwood Springs. Now for all my Wild Wild West fans, I'd love to make it sound very interesting about the historical folks that have hung out in this area. There's only a couple people that you may have heard of, not very famous. You ever heard of a guy named Doc Holliday?
Yeah.
Well,
that's a nice view.
But like he says, with the senior center, people don't take all the batteries you can. They're the same size.
This region sound look different than where we came from. The mountains look different. The colors.
Well, what bothers me about this is when I was here,
Mm-hmm.
in the east, things are so green.
Everything is green in the east, yeah, and the west is different colors. I don't get that.
Yeah, very irritating.
Getting close to Grand Junction, Colorado, don't look like these. Going downhill, speeding fast. I wonder how high up is it? 20,000 feet? Probably.
So what our current elevation is.
It's pretty high up in the air. Mountain.
We're at 5,200 right
5,200 right now? Whoa.
So
That's Denver. That's Denver's length. Denver.
I'd say that those peaks are only another 3,000 feet.
Another 2,000 feet? Yeah.
So I think those peaks are only about 8,000 or 9,000.
Mm-hmm. We've been going down for a while. That's why, yeah. After we left Greenwood, we started going down. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
What's crazy is we're at 5,200 feet. It
Yep.
would be nice to know what the, that is fairly tall.
That mountain's
But
tall,
like when I
yeah.
was in the Scottish Highlands,
Mhm.
the tallest peaks in the Scottish Highlands rise right out of the sea.
Mhm.
So when you start hiking, like when I hiked Ben Nevis, the tallest point in the UK,
Yeah.
you're literally going almost
from zero at sea level up to over 7,000 feet.
Damn. How long took you to get up there? How long?
All day.
Whoa.
I can't remember the mileage. There's a couple different trails that you could take. I took the easy one. But it still took me a long time because this was only less than 10 years ago. I haven't been in shape in 20 years.
I-70, right here, I-70.
Yep. Agriculture uses more water than any other crop.
Well, there's no problem with growing, using a lot of water to grow things if you have a lot of water. Like I said, you go down to Amish country, come on.
Yeah, it's like...
No, we need to conserve water. Hey, come on, there's all kinds of water.
Her European water is the best, the taste.
What?
Her European water is the best water in the world.
I don't know whether it's good water or bad water. I like good spring water, you know?
Mm-hmm.
People, you know, some of that's just hype, you know?
Colorado.
Oh, excuse me.
True.
What's that? Fiji. Seriously? They're exporting water from an island in the middle of the Pacific?
Really? Whoa. That's crazy.
But I see that Fiji water all the time. And I'm like, seriously, I can't do that.
Got a little bit of a light rain going on now.
Yep. The canyon look like it's done. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Did he say when we exit the canyon, that's when we enter Utah?
Yes. Utah/Colorado borderline. I didn't see the sign yet that he said that announced. I didn't see it yet. Utah/Colorado borderline.